Okay, welcome to the Vela, the V-E-L-A. This is also one of the older ventilators known as the T-Bird, but is the Cardinal T-Bird series Care Fusion. If you know the T-Bird, Forest Bird, the guy that used the IPPB as a post-op. Okay, a few things about the Vela instead of the history. The on-off button is here on the back. You have a filter right here. This is an intake filter. You need to make sure it's clean. Ours is a little dusty, but it's alright. But if it starts blocking this, the componentry on the inside could overheat. You notice you have a high pressure input hose here, and this high pressure input hose is for wall oxygen like we use. There's also a little nipple here underneath it. That is for bleeding in oxygen. Say if you were in a home care, long-term care facility that does not have piped oxygen, you can actually hook it up to a tank, hook it up to a wall, and bleed in liters per minute. All right, back down here. This is the exhalation valve. There's a little button right there that you can push in, and that twists and comes out. This part right here is a flow type sensor, and what I really wanted to get to was this. This is a diaphragm. This is the exhalation valve. You see the metal, there's a magnet that pulls it in and out. If you get leaks, be very, very careful with all these amber pieces. They are very easy to break. You drop them, they can crack. The ventilator is then out of service. We had the T-Bird at another facility, and these little amber pieces were all the time getting broken, and we could not utilize the ventilator, and they are not cheap to replace. So this diaphragm seats right in there, just like that. This will go one direction, and if you notice, it has wings on it. Those line up exactly in only one direction. That pushes in, and then you twist until that little tab locks. This piece here doesn't go that way. It goes this way. Now, I'm going to place my circuit on. And different facilities will use different items, such as filters, non-filters. We're going to put filters on ours for two purposes. One, it gets a better seal right here. Also, if you're giving nebulizers, aerosol treatments, and you have this diaphragm in here, it can get sticky, and you can actually start getting messed up. So the filter will actually catch some of that. So then we'll put that on, and then we put a filter on the inhalation side. Whoops, sorry. And then we connect it. And the book says, the manual for this ventilator says to put a 1 liter test lung. For our labs, use the blue test lung, not the white one. The white one does not work with it. Okay, I'm going to hang my circuit up so then I can do my tests. Now we're going to go into the pre-use check. I'm going to wheel this up so you can see the screen a touch better. There. Now, you have to turn it on the back while pressing accept. So press it in, turn it on. Waiting for the screen to come on. And then this will say patient removed. Is my patient removed? Yes. Now I also hit alarm silence because I don't want to listen to that beep. The first thing we're going to do is a lamp test. And all you're doing is testing the lamps. As long as they all come on, we're good. We press it again. The next one is switch test. What you're doing is you're testing this faceplate. The message will appear down here. It works. Silence, make sure the correct thing comes up. Freeze, inspiratory hold, and all of them do work. Okay, now switch test off, alarm test. Yes, I think it works. Filter test. It passed. Now comes our, I'm reading this upside down, leak test. It's in progress. It tells you in progress down here, and it passed. Now, extended functions. You go in here to calibrate your FiO2. So what that is your FiO2 manual calibration, and you can do the ambient. I'm going to show you what it looks like going in, but we're not going to do the whole thing. It takes about 4 minutes to do this test. So you turn it on, and it's starting to do the test. It's going, 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 going. I'm going to exit because I just did this not too long ago. So first I do that one. It's going. And then after it said it passed, then I do the 100%. After that says it passed, let's see it says ambient cal in progress. It'll do this for about 4 minutes, then it'll say it's passed. Then I would press the 100%. It'll say do that for about 4 minutes, and it'll finally say it passed. So what I'm going to say is exit because I've already done that, and that is basically the PreUse setup. There are some other tests that they tell you to do, such as you put it into a mode, it's ventilating, then you make sure all the alarms are working. Like if the pressure is reading 80, you set the alarm, the pop-off alarm at 75. As long as it alarms, it passes. Then you go to another one. You want to make sure all the alarms are passing. One function on this, one feature of this ventilator is down here. There's a screw in there that has a manual pressure release valve. It does not terminate a breath, but it releases extra pressure if there's a lot of pressure in the system. Sort of like a spring-loaded valve on a liquid oxygen system. So when it reaches a certain pressure, max is 130, it releases. We don't want it to get up to 130, so if your patient is ventilating, let's say their peak pressure is around 40, 45, we may want to turn this to about 60 to 70, somewhere in there. Go with your institution standards. Basically, that is how you do the PreUse test and PreUse setup of the Vela ventilator.